Hey everybody, Motorpoet59 here. I posted a video in December about corporate greed and how I don't see any problem with corporate greed. Corporations are supposed to be greedy. You can go back and look at that. I won't get into it again. But a couple of people commented and I got a couple of emails about you should talk about government greed. Okay, governments in and of themselves, no matter what kind of government it is, but let's just take America in our capitalist society, the democratic republic we live in with democratically elected representatives, that government cannot be greedy because governments aren't businesses. Obviously, they're not businesses because if our government was a business, it would have gone bankrupt about 180 years ago. No, governments aren't greedy. By their very definition, they can't be greedy, especially a government like we have here in America. The greed is individual. The greed is the greed of the politicians. And you just saw the video I did on there being no real difference between Republicans and Democrats anymore. And that's because they're all greedy. What other business or employment or whatever can you go into with virtually nothing, never do anything, never create anything, never build anything, never work really, never be a productive member of society, start all that with nothing and come out a multi-millionaire, in some cases mega millionaires? Politics. It's the only place you can do that. And how are these people earning all this money? They are the greedy ones. And by osmosis, that greed becomes part of the government because those people are the representatives of our government. And if we could, right now, if we could just fire all these people, everybody, and just start over, it would look really cool. The government wouldn't look greedy anymore. We would get rid of a lot of government spending. All the things that both sides want right now would start to happen again. We would probably actually start to be able to get things done by working together like we did up until 2000. But as with all forms of government, and as I said at the beginning, it doesn't matter if it's a capitalist society, if it's a democratic government, or if it's socialism or communism or fascism, it doesn't make any difference. Eventually, those people at the top, those people in the government that are running those nations are going to become greedy and they are going to be the haves. And I have always said that in socialism, you have the haves and the have-nots. At least in capitalism, we have people like me, the have-somes. The other forms of government don't have that. And before anybody starts telling me about the Scandinavian countries, stop typing. Those are market economies. They have bigger social programs than we have in America because they have a lot less people and they can afford it because they have similar GDP when you compare it per capita to America, and they have a lot less people to have to care for with it. And they still pay a lot more taxes than we do in the United States. A lot. But nevertheless, that's another video. Governments, as I said, in and of themselves, it cannot be greedy, no matter the form of government. It is the people. It is the individual. And it has become disgusting. I have no problem with people in politics figuring out ways to earn money. That's not my point. But to, as I said, start with nothing and ended up a multimillionaire, having created nothing. Yeah, people are just handing you money for reasons. You are being paid for this, that, and the other. And that's just the way it is. Look at the Obamas. The Obamas, they were nothing when they won the presidency. And I mean they, because she was just, and that, you know what though, where the Democrats have been concerned, that has been the case where the first lady is now, it might as well be the co-president. But look where they live now. They talked about socialism and the audacity of hope, but can you afford a house on Martha's Vineyard? I can't. Neither can any of the people, neither can 95% of the people who supported them. Neither can 95% of the people who believed in the message that Barack Obama was putting out during his campaigns. They are not one of the guys. Joe Biden's not one of the guys. And you know what? Neither have any Republicans been. The presidents, they're never just one of the guys, ever. These people are not just one of the guys. But that's how I feel about government greed. Governments aren't greedy. The people in those governments cause governments to appear to be greedy, but the form of government isn't greedy. Can we do anything about that? I don't know. I'm not part of the campaign finance committees. I have nothing to do with where and how these people receive money, because I mean, hey, people in politics have pretty good salaries, but they're not that good. They still have expenses, and one of the things is most of the expenses they incur while they're in office, no matter what office they hold, are paid for by you and I through our taxes. That stuff is written off to their accounts we fund it. However you want to put it, you and I fund their trips, we fund their homes, we fund their apartments, we fund everything. And there are very few things that politicians today have to buy. That didn't used to be the case. And there have been presidents who were still poor when they got out of office. There were presidents who, Thomas Jefferson was bankrupt at the end of his presidency, and had to do all kinds of things to just keep Monticello. I don't know. What do you think? You think that governments are greedy, or do you feel like me that the people are causing governments to seem greedy? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.